Hey, how's it going, everybody? JJ Starwind here, and I just wanted to make this short clip or audio message, do a little review about the latest season that we all watched. If you were tuning in, so Vinland Saga, the second season is over. Another really well-written show. Once again, uh, shout out to the creator, and also shout out to the studio that made this manga and anime possible. Uh, Compared to season one, I'll have to say Vinland Saga was not as action packed, but it was definitely a lot more emotionally appealing, especially for, I guess, even people that weren't really fans of this manga or anime. Like, if you were to watch it, you could definitely kind of relate to what was happening with a lot of these characters, not just Thorfinn, but some of the supporting characters as well, especially, I guess, his newfound sworn brother in Einar. You know, I don't think in the manga they actually officially made themselves brothers. They kind of did say, like, at near the end that they were like brothers. And even in the last episode that I watched, like, when they finally met Thorfinn's family, like, Thorfinn's mother pretty much said, like, yeah, you're like a son now. So welcome yourself here in Iceland, basically. So that was pretty heartwarming to see. You definitely had your serious moments too. You got to see some old characters from season one, even though they were, like, metaphorically speaking, they were there, but they were still dead. Like Thorfinn's father, as well as Askeladd, the very person that killed Thor's, and Thorfinn pretty much chased him around, eventually helping to fight in his army to, to help Askeladd's cause of basically being like a warmonger in England against the chaos that was going on amongst the English kings there. So Thorfinn went through all that just to end up becoming a slave, and even reuniting and kind of not reuniting, but meeting with King Canute, and then seeing how those two, physically and mentally changed their outlook in life is just very, very contrasting. It's odd because, like, in season one, Thorfinn was protecting this dude from getting killed by the very king that was trying to get rid of him so they could have complete domain of England, to now seeing that Canute pretty much adopting the old ways of the king that he took the place upon in England, to eventually have not just England but also Denmark, which is where he's from. It's pretty crazy. So Canute had to kill off his brother, spoiler alert, and then obviously he took over England gradually, even after getting rid of the old king. But yeah, even before he had to get Denmark, he had to get rid of his rival brother that had dominion over Denmark, and I think Norway too. So it was pretty wild. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on those details now. The Viking history is still kind of vague for me, but just to watch Vinland Saga and just to see how captivating it is, like, from a metaphorical standpoint as well as a storytelling standpoint, is just pretty amazing job, I have to say, man. Like, so I think probably going into season three, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, what will Thorfinn do? And also Leif Erikson, who kind of helped find this guy, and give that man some credit. He never gave up in finding Thor's son. Like, he knew, like, he was still alive, and he wasn't just dead like that. They kind of met before, but it was kind of short lived because, at that time Thorfinn was, like, he was wild, man. Like, he was untamed, so to speak. It had to take slavery to kind of make him change his ways, to make him value life a lot more. And also, I mean, give Thorfinn a lot of credit. Thanks to the changes that he had to go through in slavery, I mean, he helped save the Danish farm from becoming completely enslaved by King Canute's domain, pretty much, to keep from being like a colony of his. And so Canute pretty much changed his mind after seeing the pacifist ways of Thorfinn. It's pretty crazy, you know. So we'll have to see what happens, I guess, going into season three, but I'm sure there will be one. So I'm going to keep this short. I don't want to drag this out too long. So yeah, that's kind of my quick thoughts about season two. Thought it was really captivating. I know it wasn't as action-packed as season one, like I said, with all the killing and the wars going on and all the crazy strong guys that you saw earlier. But yeah, man, big ups to Studio Mappa that made this, as well as the author. And we'll see what season three brings. All right, that's it from here. I'll be out.